This let me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Used to lose, built to win, applied myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, applied myself, I felt it in.
Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. I'm so excited about this episode. I wasn't on Thursday, I wasn't on Wednesday, but I'm on today, man. I've been like, man, I miss coming on here. It's only been 2 days, all right? So I got my man Dave with me. Tombo is out right now. He might come in here midway through. We'll see. But right now, it's just me and Dave. What's good, Dave?
What's going on, Joe? How you doing today, sir?
Awesome. Ready to talk about football. Week 17 coming up. 2 more weeks.
I'm excited, too. You know, I had a great show yesterday talking about some college football. I'm ready to talk about the NFL now.
Let's get it. The professional level, all right? But great show yesterday. I was tuning in on the sidelines, and it was a great show. Great shout out to Carl, Matt, and your brother Tony. Got killed yesterday, all right? So before we get started, y'all, make sure y'all like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, share this video with somebody that y'all know personally so they can come on and watch live with us. Use that comment section. We can see all the comments y'all will be putting down throughout the show. And also, if you are on Instagram, all right, we have individual group chats. We have an NFL chat, college football, college basketball, NBA, baseball. We have all different kinds of chats. Boxing coming soon, all right? So if you want to be a part of those chats, just put your IG into the comment section and we can add you to whatever chat you want to be added to. Just let us know which one. And in those chats, we give out trade news, free agency news, injury news, and we just debate in there also, all right? All back and forth. So you want to be a part of that, let us know. Last but not least, enjoy the rest of the show. So, Dave, we're going to kick it off and talk about the game from yesterday. All right, the game from yesterday. You got the Cowboys against the Titans. Titans were injured. They missing a quarterback, missing a running back, all that stuff. Cowboys, they had their quarterback. They had one of their running backs, and they won by 2 touchdowns. All right, so after that performance, primetime Thursday night, should we be more confident in the Cowboys of being a great team in the playoffs, or should we be less confident?
That's a joke, right? Confident in the Cowboys in the playoffs? I don't know. I don't know if we've ever been confident in the Cowboys in the playoffs. I think someone has said this last time on the show. I believe it was Blaze. They've only had 2 playoff wins within the last 25 to 30 years. And one was Tony Romo, the other one was Dak Prescott. So I'm going to say this. I still feel the same about the Cowboys as I did before the season started. It all depends on who they play. Now, the way that they're positioned, they're going to play against the team in the NFC South. If it's the Bucs, I think they have a good chance to beat. That's just me. I think the only chance they have of losing is if somehow the Carolina Panthers win the division, or if the Saints somehow win the division, which I don't think the Saints are going to win it. But if one of those teams have a chance to win it, then I think the Cowboys have a problem. But I expect them to beat whoever it is they play first if it's the Buccaneers, because Buccaneers they're not the team that they were when they started the season. Because they started the season against the Cowboys and won that game. But it was a close game. Dak Prescott got hurt in that game, even though he did play. And the Bucs were able to run the ball that time, and they haven't really been able to do that consistently throughout the season. Brady has not played like Brady at all this year, so I'm not sure if he's – it's Brady, so you never know what can happen in the playoffs. But
that's what they say.
I'm definitely as much as I don't like the Cowboys, I'm pretty sure that they would be able to handle the Buccaneers if they played them in the first game. Now, just based off last night, Cowboys got to do something to get better because they played down to their competition, and they tend to do that a little bit too much. When they played against the Texans, they played down to them and barely beat them. When they played the Colts, they played down to them and barely beat them. Even though they won this game by two, well, I mean they blew them out in the fourth quarter, but before then it was a tight game. And then last night, before they won before two touchdowns, it was a close game. It was 17 to 12 at one point. So Cowboys got to get something together. I mean, the Titans didn't have their first two quarterbacks on the depth chart playing. Josh Dobbs was starting for them last night. No Derek Henry last night, and they were able to run the ball. And then they didn't run for 100 yards, but they had more rushing yards than the Cowboys did. Now I understand that Tony Pollard didn't play last night, but you got Zeke, you got a good enough offensive line to be able to run the ball. And then Dak Prescott, I don't even know if we can call Jimmy Garoppolo Gimme Jimmy anymore. It sounds like Dak kind of took that title from him. It seems like no matter when he plays the ball, he's giving the ball away to the other team. 2 touchdowns, 2 picks yesterday. He had a QBR 78.5, a pass rating of 85.6. Only threw the ball for 200-some yards. So Dak got to play better. I don't think him going to the playoffs like this is going to be good enough for them. Like I said, I still think they'll be able to get past the Bucs, but past that, I don't think so.
Crazy. So I'm gonna kind of repeat some of the things you said. It's gonna sound like a broken record, but if bullish, right? If bullish was like strong, like I'm like in this investment market, bullish mean like I'm putting more into it. Then I'm Dakish. All right, I'm Dakish. So now the Cowboys, they just came off an emotional victory against the Eagles, division rival, and they turn around next week on a short week. I understand against probably one of their easiest opponents all year, probably even easier than the Texans because of the offense. Is like you said, they got no Tannehill, they got no Malik Willis, so they are going against the backup's backup, which is John Dobbins, who only threw 17 passes his whole career. He's not a rookie, y'all. He's been in the league for 4 years. All right, so he's been around for 4 years and only throwing 17 passes. It's a reason for that. And this guy playing primetime against America's team on a big stage, featuring their new helmets, right, and all that stuff, right? They trying to show all the new helmets, all that stuff. No Derek Henry, like we said, no Derek Henry. The Titans are 23rd in total yards allowed. They're 31st in passing yards allowed. So you would think that Kellen Moore would be excited because the Titans do have a very good run defense, the top 3. Mm-hmm. So Kellen Moore like, I ain't got to run the ball. I can just throw the ball many times. So Kellen Moore is probably excited. And what happened, man? 3 of the worst kind of turnovers you could probably have that has nothing to do with the defense, all right? Number 1, you fumble a snap. All right. The defense recovers it. Number 2, good pass. You bobble the pass. Falls right into the defense's arms. Mm-hmm. And number 3, you throw the ball right to the defense. Right. I mean, 3 turnovers that the defense was just there at the right place at the right time. It was like, thank you. There was early Christmas gifts, Early Christmas gifts. So the Cowboys are inconsistent, man. They're inconsistent. And I don't know, man. It's like, they like being in the media, David. So they probably was thinking like, you know what? If we blow out the Titans, people expect that. So let's turn the ball over a couple of times and let's get the publicity. Because what we always say, David, all publicity is what?
Good publicity.
So they're like, you know what? Let's turn the ball over early so they can talk about us tomorrow. We're going to get all the airtime, good or bad, all right? That's all Jerry Jones care about, the bottom line. That's what they say, right? So the Titans, man, you as a Cowboy fan, you should be worried because they're inconsistent and they give you opportunities to win the game. They really do, right? If the Titans had anybody, if they had Derrick Henry, they probably would have won that game, right? So yes, I'm Dakish on it. I'm not bullish at all. I'm Dakish. All right, so let's go to the next one. The next topic we have, what's next after this? Oh, the Eagles. All right. Speaking of the Cowboys beating the Eagles, man. I mean, Jalen Hurts is hurt. Jalen Hurts is a good play on words. Jalen is hurt. All right, and right now he's listed as doubtful to play against the Saints this weekend. Critical game. If they gotta win one of these last two games to get the number one seed. Cowboys already won, so they don't want to put the pressure on the last week of the game. So should the Eagles play Jalen Hurts or should they rest him? I'm gonna let you go first. I'm gonna go next on the Commanders one.
Okay. So I think just simply because they're playing the Saints, I think they should sit them. Even though the Saints have a pretty good defense, and the Saints actually, if the Saints continue to lose, they get a higher pick. So I think to them, they may think it may be best to play Jalen Hurts, but look at what he was able to do last week. Minshew was able to throw the ball pretty well last week. He played well within that offense, so I don't think you really need to play him in that game. Maybe the last game, if you're not able to win this game, you play him. But right now, just rest him. Rest him. You don't want him to go into the playoffs and potentially get hurt again, so that he may miss a playoff game. You don't want that. You want him to come in as healthy as possible. So, and even if he plays in the last game, depending on how they play in the first half, you should probably sit him for the second half because it's the Giants that you're playing the last game. But there's really no rush to really playing. You're 13-2. You're almost guaranteed the number one seed unless you win the last two and let's say San Francisco wins out or if the Vikings wins out. So one of those two teams may take the one seed and get the bye. But I mean, what are the real chances of that? It's really kind of small, just to me, because I think the only team that will have a chance is San Francisco because of the easy schedule that we have. We are up against the Raiders next, who Derek Carr is not playing. So you have that right there going, and then the last game is against the Cardinals without Kyler Murray.
Cole McCoy.
Or Cole McCoy. So you saw what happened when we played them before with Cole McCoy. I'm pretty sure we're going to do a lot better without Cole McCoy being there. So who knows how that's going to go. But if the Eagles are smart, I will rest them. Minshew is good enough to be able to put you past the Saints. So rest them. It's really no rush to play him right now.
Okay, David, we look like we're on the same page so far. You took the words out of my notes, all right? Yes, they should sit Hurts, all right? They're good enough to beat the Saints with Carter Minshew, like you said. What he did last week. Last week, he threw over 355 yards against the Cowboys, right? They're playing at home, so that's more comfort right there. The Saints' strength, believe it or not, is a passing game. The Eagles are the best passing defense in the NFL. Also, when the backup is in, you want to turn the ball over. You want to force turnovers. The Eagles, right, are second in turnover differential, while the Saints are second to last. All right, so this is a big mismatch for the Saints. Not saying the Saints can win, but I will rest Jalen Hurts. You don't want to risk Jalen Hurts' injury, especially type of running back. Quarterback he is. He runs the ball a lot. He put his shoulder down a couple of times too. He's not one of them quarterbacks that always go out of bounds. All right, they be doing them quarterback sneaks all the time. Just banging them up. So you want to make sure he's good for the playoffs. Now, just like you just said, David, if they lose against the Saints, you bring them back against the Giants because you rather have Jalen Hurts have a bye week, the first game, the first round of playoffs versus the last week of the season. All right, so let him play, beat the Giants because you playing at home once again. All right. And then, then you guys had to buy it and be good for the second round. So I agree. They should rest Jalen Hurts. They should rest.
Yeah, I see no rush to have him play. It's not necessary. It's the Saints. I mean, the Saints have one of the better defenses in the league. I mean, they've always had a really good defense, but it's the offense. The offense, you still got to be able to score. And the Eagles, I mean, I guess you can say that the Saints may have a chance to put points on the board, but I think almost everyone agrees that the Cowboys offense is a lot better than the Saints offense. So I respect the Saints to put 40 points against the Eagles. I just don't see that happening. So
agree.
And even if they're able to score 20, I think Minshew's good enough to put up a good 28 points. So
And they
we
playing at
should,
home, so you got a home
yeah,
crowd behind.
yeah. So
They better
rest,
win.
yeah, they better because if they don't, then that last game is necessary, and it'll be crazy that you have you know him out there, and then you lose the division when you should have won it, and then the Cowboys miraculously come back and win the division, and that could give the Cowboys a chance to have the number one seed. And do you really want that? So
Facts. Facts. 100% facts. 100%. All right. So the next one we got. You got to talk about, the Commanders. The Commanders, man, they made a quarterback change, David. They went to Wentz. Benched Taylor Heineke after losing to y'all, 49ers. So does Wentz give them the best chance to win? And I'm going to kick this one off, all right? Yes, I'm going to agree he gives them the best chance. All right, I understand the decision. Now, I am okay with Taylor Heineke too. I think we could beat the Browns with Taylor Heineke or with Carson Wentz. We should be able to beat them with either quarterback. Now, this is why I believe that Wentz probably can give us a better chance. Number one, the defense is playing much better than when Wentz played. All right. Number two, the running game is playing much better than when Wentz played. So look at this, David. When we went 1-4 with Wentz, right? The defense forced one interception, one forced fumble, right? And they allowed 25 points per game, and we only averaged 89 rushing yards a game. All right, so I'm going to compare. So, Wentz, the first 5 games, we forced one interception. With Taylor Heineke, we forced 6. With Wentz, forced 1 fumble. With Taylor Heineke, forced 7. With Wentz, we recovered 0 fumbles. Taylor Heineke covered 7 fumbles. With Wentz, we allowed 25 points per game. With Taylor Heineke, we allowed 17 points per game. With Wentz, we only had 89 yards a game rushing. With Taylor Heineke, 150 yards a game rushing. So we have been a totally different team. Now, we could say that it's because of Taylor Heineke. I get all that. But we also could say the flow of the season. If you are a Commander fan, you've been watching the Commanders closely, we always start off slow. All right? So that's not known when that's in the thing. And then plus, we were a pass first team early in the season because we had quote-unquote Wentz, the gunslinger. Now things have settled down. Right, we are now have our identity of running the ball first, and our defense is now we getting healthy. We got Chase Young back and everything. I think Wentz could actually be more explosive than Taylor Heineke. Right, the only thing I don't like about Wentz, he don't throw the ball to Terry McLaurin. That's it. Like, just throw the ball to Terry McLaurin, Carson Wentz. All right, but think about it. Same situation, David, last year. Carson Wentz played with the Indianapolis Colts. Last 2 games of the season, you beat the Raiders, you beat the Jaguars, you in the playoffs.
yeah.
They lost both. They lost both games. Same situation with the Commanders. You beat the Browns, you beat the Cowboys, you're automatically in the playoffs. The only difference between now the similarities, obviously, they both got Wentz. All right? But the difference is Ron Rivera is, I believe, will have his team way more prepared than what your boy from Indianapolis did last year. All right? That whole team collapsed. I don't think we're going to collapse like the Colts did last year against the Jaguars and the Raiders. So I think we'll still win with Taylor Heineke or Carson Wentz, but I understand why they're going with Carson Wentz instead of Taylor Heineke.
Yeah, I mean, I think just from what I watched this season, yeah, you're right. Y'all do start off slow, and your team has gotten better and played better as the season gone on. But I think that has a lot to do with Taylor Heineke. I think that's because of the respect that the players have for him, the way that they feel when it comes to him. A lot of times it's not necessarily X's and O's when it comes to how successful a team is. And I think that's what it is when it comes to Taylor Heineke. Yes, he's more prone to give the ball up more because he takes more chances. He takes more shots than Wentz will. Wentz does hold the ball a little bit too much. So that's one thing you want to make sure that doesn't happen. But, Taylor Heineke has shown to do that sometimes as well. But I personally would rather go with who the team is rallying around more. The team is rallying around Taylor Heineke more. They play with more energy. They play more together during that time. That's when the run game got better because you got a quarterback who not only can be able to play in the pocket, he can play on the outside. And if you need him to get a first down, he's not afraid to run and go get the first down. Wentz is not at that point when he is when he used to be when he got drafted from Philly, or I guess you could say the beginning of the season last year with Indianapolis. That's not who he is anymore. He's
Mm-hmm.
also going to stay in the pocket. He's going to do everything he can to make sure that he stays there. He's more prone to not move outside of the pocket and throw outside the numbers. So I would more so go with Taylor Heineke because he's going to spread the ball around more. Look, Jahan Dotson has had a better season just because Taylor Heineke got in there. Terry McLaurin is getting the ball more. So I see that. And then, like you said, the run game has gotten better. He went from 89 yards rushing to 150 yards rushing.
Mm-hmm.
So I would rather have Taylor Heineke out there if I was a Commanders fan. Now
All right.
I'm from the DMV, so I want the Commanders to do well. But
Okay.
so,
All right. So look, team rallies around him. I get that statement. But who rallies? Is it the offense or defense, or is it the whole team?
I'm going to say the whole team. I think the whole team riders around him.
I think because against the Bears, Wentz last game, our defense played well. All right, and you see the Bears have been explosive ever since we played them. Think about that. Our defense played so good against the Bears. Carson Wentz looked bad because he was hurt. He had a thumb injury, and then he didn't play after that. So I want we say the team rallies behind Taylor Heineke, but the offense underperforms with Taylor Heineke. So how are we rallying more behind Taylor Heineke? I think we said that because we wanted this winning streak. But look who we played in this winning streak. We beat the Bears. We beat the Packers, who were struggling. We beat the Eagles. Taylor Heineke had a good game, but he also had two crucial turnovers. And our run game took us over. We ran the ball 49 times. And the reason why our running game wasn't good with Carson Wentz, don't forget, we didn't have Brian Robinson. He was out. We only had Antonio Gibson. Has Antonio Gibson run great since Taylor Heineke been here? No, it's been Brian Robinson the whole time. Brian Robinson's first game with us was with the Titans, and we had our best rushing game up until that point when he came back. All right, so I'm not gonna say Taylor is a guy who makes us have a better run offense. We run the ball more with Taylor Heineke, and also Taylor Heineke, right? We don't put up points. We only scored 20 points one time. That was against the Eagles with Taylor Heineke. That's it. Against y'all, we did score 20, but Taylor Heineke didn't score the 20. It was Carson Wentz that scored the last one. And then passing the ball around, Carson Wentz do that. Jahan Dotson was leading all rookies and TDs before he got hurt. Don't forget that. All right? Everybody was getting the ball except for Terry McLaurin. That's one thing I would say about Taylor Heineke. He throws the ball to Terry McLaurin. But Carson Wentz does spread it around. De'Ami Brown, 2 TDs with Carson Wentz. Jahan Dotson got like 4 or 5 TDs with Carson Wentz. Curtis Samuels was getting the most targets with Carson Wentz. Logan Thomas had 2 TDs with Carson Wentz. So he does spread the ball around. He just don't give the ball to our main guy, which is Terry McLaurin. All right, which he needs to do. So, like I said, I was with Taylor Heineke, but I understand why they're going with Carson Wentz. I don't think Taylor Heineke's motor is so overwhelming that you had to go. You had to go to Heineke because the last 2 games we lost, Taylor Heineke killed us. All right, 2 crucial turnovers in both games. So we gotta go with something different. He want to get a spark and out.
Yeah, I get you. I get you where you come from when it comes to that. I don't know. It just feels like the team plays better when Taylor's out there. That's just what it feels like. And I get the spreading the ball around with Wentz, but like I said, I would rather have a quarterback out there who can do more than just stay in the pocket. That's just me.
Yeah.
The way the game flows now, I would rather have Jalen Hurts out there.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. All right, so next one, right? Derek Carr. All right, Derek Carr, man. Derek Carr and the Raiders. Right, this week they play y'all. Tough task for a QB change, right? They play y'all number 1 defense, but listen, man, a lot of drama. Derek Carr is benched for the rest of the season. He actually left the team. It wasn't like Mariota when he just rolled out. They came to a mutual agreement that he's gonna walk away. So we want to talk about where's the best location for Derek Carr next year, and who will be the best replacement for Derek Carr next year. Best replacement for him. And I'm gonna kick this one out too. All right, since Derek Carr is my guy, I guess, right?
Hey, yo, MVP.
I can't. Yeah, I listen. That was a Matt Kellerman take right there. You look back at it. All right. So look at this. Yes. Oh no, sorry. All right. So all right. I'm on my notes. All right. So the Raiders. So look, here's the thing about Derek Carr, man. I predict that he'll win MVP, which is blasphemy. And now I'm saying that Dave, he just might be a backup quarterback next year. Sorry, man.
Wow.
I'm looking around the league. I'm like, where he gonna go? So look, I can't think of a great situation for him. Saints. I mean, you already got Jameis and Andy Dalton. After this performance of last year, do people really think that he's gonna be much better than these guys next year? I don't know. You know, you got the Panthers. I get it, but they just did the same thing last year with Baker Mayfield. They bought Baker Mayfield in, and the year before that, they brought in Sam Darnold. So that'll be the third year straight they're bringing in another quarterback. So are they actually going to do that? Got the Falcons. All right, same thing. They went out and got Mariota last year. See, really, they don't go out and get another average quarterback. All right. Oh, we got Tom in the building. All right, we're going to throw Tom in here. Like, he heard Derek Carr, and he was like, you know what? Let me get in here. What's up, Tomo?
Come on, man. Yeah, buddy. Come on, y'all.
You coming with the theme music.
Yeah, man. I had to, I heard you talking about Derek Carr, and then it was like, like you said, it was like Beetlejuice. I had to pop up. That was insane. I heard you said he might be a backup. I'm gonna let you finish going, man.
This might, man. He might just be a backup. So the Falcons, they just bought Mariota last year. This year, are they gonna go out in the market and get another average quarterback in their eyes? Also, Detroit Lions. I mean, is Jared Goff really a big difference in Derek Carr in their eyes? All right. You look at the Giants. I think the Giants should stick with Daniel Jones. That's my opinion. I think Daniel Jones would be good with you. Y'all think he should? I think he should go. I think he should stay. He finally got some order in his organization. Finally, in his first time in his career. So I think they should keep Daniel Jones, get him on a small contract like another 2 years and see what happens. All right. And the Titans. They just drafted a QB last year, this year, Malik Willis. So I don't think they're going to bring in Derek Carr. So the only place that makes sense, though, the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers, right? The Buccaneers trade Brady, right? Trade Brady to the Raiders, of course, with additional pieces like draft picks like that. Send Brady to LA, and so send Brady to the LV to Vegas, and Derek Carr goes to the Bucs. All right, I think Brady will be good there. You know what I mean? There was a rumor going on. I remember he came on the shop, and they talked about that when he was like, "You gonna pick him over me?" And his rumors like that they were talking about Derek Carr last year because he was trying to get there. So with Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller, how Tom Brady is with these tight ends, they might keep Josh Jacobs for another year if they go for a Super Bowl. You never know, right? So that might be a good place. And Josh McDaniels is there, the head coach, offensive coordinator for the Patriots. A lot of familiarity, whatever you want to say. I can't even say the word right. But another person, y'all, that I thought about that could be good with the Raiders. You ready for this? Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers. All right. Think about it. Jordan Love. Contract about to be up. They got to make a decision. Green Bay. Pieces ain't there for Aaron Rodgers. It's cold. I think Aaron Rodgers getting that number 1 seed, they never could win because they are a throwing team. You can't throw the ball in the cold like that. You send them to Vegas, warm weather. You send them back with Devontae Adams. You got Hunter Renfrow, like I said, Dan Waller. You got a defense that can hold up. I think Aaron Rodgers, that would be a good destination for him. No state income taxes also. It's like being in Florida. Only is more expensive.
You forget one thing, though.
What?
You forgot to add one more thing. It's perks. You can get all the perks you want. You could say it could be perks or perks. I mean, it could be a double entendre there.
Exactly. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I think those would be he'll be able to win a playoff game. The Raiders, because it's warm weather, they can actually throw the ball in Vegas if they get home field advantage. So Derek Carr might just be a backup.
That's you man. I don't know what to say right now.
You went from MVP to backup, man.
That's a big jump.
I gotta be real, man.
You can't. Oh man, you definitely came all the way down. I don't think he's gonna be a backup, but
That's why. Yeah,
seems like you had some good humble pie today.
man. Man. Don't
Uh,
don't don't spread that around.
Thomas, since you just came in, I'm gonna let you go ahead and go next. What's
Man,
your
I've been telling him this before before he got to this point. We told him on You're Done, Son. He's in the doghouse, and now look, he's on the outhouse now because he's out. He out of the whole situation. But we talked about this a little bit though, Dave, when we saw Mario on the doghouse, man. I said, I mean, it would be perfect if he ended up with the Commanders for you, though, right, Joe? Like you would get your quarterback possibly, and Terry McLaurin could actually get a quarterback that can throw it to him. Because I mean, out of all the gripes and moans that I say about, I mean, you have with Dak, and at the end of the day, we kind of came to a common ground where we were like, hey, they're kind of like the same quarterback at the end of the day. They even got the same amount of interceptions. Like, look. So if you give Terry McLaurin somebody that could try to get the ball to him, that might be a good look.
Mm-hmm.
But if you threw out that other option with him going to Tampa Bay, though, that's a big conspiracy theory that's going around too, though. They're saying Josh McDaniels did this because of that. You know, Brady's on his last leg, and Brady would love to throw the ball to somebody who actually run routes. So, but I don't think he's a backup at all. I think he just got dealt a bad hand this year. There's no way a quarterback who was 10 and what was their record last year? I think they made the playoffs last year, right?
Yeah, they did.
With a less talented roster.
Yeah, there's no way a quarterback with that less talent on the team goes to the playoffs. And then before that, even though I say you made Amari Cooper quit football, but still, they were a competitive team in Oakland, and it wasn't always on him. It was just always the environment around.
MVP
back then. Now he's a bench candidate. There's no way he's a backup. Someone's going to sign him. I think the Giants is a good look. Yeah, checking the landscape, it is tough, but I think the Giants may do it because they believe in Danny Dimes, but they don't fully believe in him. I don't know. This is a good offseason topic though, because like Detroit, I think, and they, like you said, and they asked, but technically Detroit a ditch Stafford in a minute. I mean, not Stafford.
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff. They'll ditch him in a minute. So I don't know. He's a used car for real now, but there's some teams that'll take him. Trust me.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's some teams to take him. First I'll say this. As far as Brady's only under contract for 1 year, and that's this year. So he's an unrestricted free agent after the season. So there's no trade that's going to happen there. So if he goes there, he's just going to go there because he signs there. Now, as far as the other teams, I do see him. I do see him as a good option for Tampa because outside of Brady, who they have, they don't have a top 10 draft pick. So I mean, do you really trust the quarterbacks come out in the draft this year? I don't know. I mean, unless you're going to be able to draft CJ Stroud, I don't think you're going to have opportunity to really do something. And then, of course, the quarterback from Alabama, you're not going to be able to draft him either. So don't see that happening. I think the Bucs is probably the best place for him to go. He's not going to go to the Titans. Like you said, they got Malik Willis back there. He's not going to go there. What's the other teams you name?
Said Panthers, yeah.
Not going to the Panthers. They're. I'm pretty sure they'd rather draft a quarterback now than having to trade for another one. The Jets.
I think just roll with Mike White.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about my boy.
The fans like Mike White. They like Mike White.
Roll Mike White. I would think the Jets too, though. Good defense.
Defense is good, but I think Bucs might be the best option.
Or the Saints.
Yeah, the Saints too, because they're not really sold on Jameis Winston.
Yeah, they're not sold on nobody.
I was gonna say nobody.
They ain't sold on Andy Dalton, Taysom Hill, who shouldn't even have an opportunity to play quarterback.
That's your doghouse. You need to put him
right?
That's true. But I do want to say this about the Raiders defense. It is not good. They're ranked 23rd in points allowed, 25th in yards per game, 21st in points per play, 22nd in third down percentage, 22nd in fourth down percentage, 27th in red zone scoring, and 25th in opponents' touchdowns per game. So their defense is not good. Plus, they've given up 4 10-point 10-point leads this year in a loss. So their defense is not good. Even though you got Khalil Mack and Max Crosby, they're in the bottom half when it comes to sacks.
Khalil Mack with the Chargers. Chandler Jones,
sorry. So their
Step
defense,
on Mac Jones.
Yeah, I was about to say Jones on Jones crime.
Their defense is not good. So that's something that Derek Carr has had to deal with. They've had one of the worst defenses since he's been there. Even though they have some good pieces, the defense just hasn't been good. And think about all the draft picks they've had who no longer are on the team.
That's true. That is true.
You got to think about the receivers who had to go because they did stupid things off the field. You had Cleveland Purnell, who they drafted from Clemson, no longer on the team. No matter who it is, who they've drafted, when Gruden got there, all of them are gone. So he hasn't had that time to really be. Plus, he's never had someone to believe in him fully.
Yeah,
he's had no one to ever believe in him. So I think if he goes somewhere to like Buccaneers, he might have a good chance. I still think Derek Carr is good enough to be a starting quarterback in this league. I don't think he's that bad.
I do too. I think he's good enough. I don't see this.
Derek Carr said you picked your side.
But look, real quick, can I address this right here? He said, "Why not the Colts?"
I was going to say something about that.
They start with Andrew Luck, brought in Phillip Rivers in the next year. The year after that, brought in Carson Wentz. The year after that, brought in Matt Ryan. It's telling me it's gonna be the 5th year in a row. Nah, I don't think they're gonna do that. If they do, it's just like, dude, you ain't learned the last 3 years. Come on.
Yeah, it's not about. I don't think it's about the fit. We think that he'd be a good fit for Indianapolis, but it's just the organization. Do you really think they're going to make that trade?
Mm-hmm.
He would be a good fit in plenty of places. He'd be a good fit with the Jets. He'd be a good fit with
What about Seattle?
He would be a good fit with the Commanders too, I would think.
Yeah. Seattle, no, they like Geno. They wrote him all. He ain't right back.
Because he ain't have a pencil.
True, but yeah. The coach is not going to do that because they don't. If they do, they clearly didn't learn their lesson. But there you go.
And I agree with that. The reason why I was going to say the coach too is they don't even know where their organization. Like you said, the organization they don't even know where they're going after this year. Like after Jeff Saturday goes, they don't even know who the coach is going to be. So
I wouldn't even be surprised if they hire him full time. That's the whole thing.
Mean, if they keep battling, they might.
Jeff Saturday ain't bad. He just don't have experience. That's his issue. A lot of his mistakes off of you could tell he hasn't been a head coach. But he does add an extra fire to that team, though. I would say that. And he is an offensive lineman, So that's one of that's a good coach. That's a scrimmage right there. But his time management and stuff like that, his decision making is all experience. And I guess you say a bad coach because a lot of your head coaching duties is making decisions. All right. So right now he is a bad coach, but I think he could get better.
And he just proved the point, though.
Yeah. I think it'd be better if he came in as a coordinator.
Yeah.
If he came in as a coordinator, like an offensive line coordinator or something like that, then that'd be perfect because you're starting off something that he's familiar with, and he'll be able to the team will start to rally around him a little bit better. Every athlete's narrative is you never played the game, so you can't. What they say to commentators, you haven't played the game, so you haven't been in the moment. He's been both, and the fact that you were commentating on all of these teams up until a certain point in the season, and what's the questions we ask on here? What would we have done different? He's been one of those guys that answered those questions, and the fact that you're thrown in those moments and still do the same thing a coach does. Come on now. Hey, Link, man, I'm with you, man. I'm with you, man.
That's a Cowboy fan. I can tell it's a Cowboy fan.
Clearly a Cowboys fan.
Hey, he said something about Mahomes having 13 interceptions. That's my man.
I know. All right, so let's go to the next topic. And Tombo, we're going to have, this day topic right here. And then you go next, Tombo, on this one. I know you just rolled up on this 49-1 time. All right, so the 49ers, Eagles lost. A lot of people
Oh,
had them the best team in the NFC. They lost.
is Link looking at the notes? How you know what was the next subject? Like, wait a minute.
So no boy. So 49ers, are they the best team in the NFC? Okay, take it over.
A lot in me should say yes, because we're on an 8-game win streak. We've been pretty dominant in this 8-game win streak, but I'm still gonna say no. I'm still gonna say no. With their second loss, they were without their best quarterback. Even though I'm not making an excuse saying that the Cowboys only beat it because their backup was in. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm going to say that I still think the Eagles are better. Just right now. They are 13-2, still have a chance to be having the one seed. Top 5 offense, top 5 defense. That's not something we can say for San Francisco. We don't have a top 5 offense right now. Our offense has played with a better spark with Purdy in there. And he has played well since he's gotten there. Like I said last time, he's the only quarterback other than Dan Marino that have 100 plus passer rating in his first 3 career starts with multiple touchdowns in each game. So it is good, but I want to see what he does in a playoff atmosphere. That's the only way I would say that the Eagles are not better than San Francisco. I think we're on a better run than they have been. I think we're in a more dominant run than they were when they've gone their runs because of our defense. But I just want to see more. That's just me personally.
This is why you can't ask fans about their teams, like realistic fans. We need some like fandom to come out, Dave. Like you should be like, yes, we are the best team in the NFC. You know why? Do you know why? How many teams since the Falcons has scored over 20 points? Hey, I like this guy, man. I don't know who this is, but hey, we need to find out who you are. Drop your @ name, because we need one more. We need one more Cowboy fan on here.
I don't know. I don't know if he's a Cowboy fan or a Niners fan, because he started to sound like he on my team side a little bit. I don't know.
I mean, everybody can see it, man. Y'all are the best team.
No, he just beating up the Eagles. He a Cowboy. It's a Cowboy fan. He beating up the Eagles right now. Yeah. He said, "All right, go ahead, Tavo."
Oh, yeah, we want to address that right quick, but y'all been beating up on people since, I would say, honestly, since the beginning of the season, but your defense is really like clicked wholeheartedly, like for the last 8 to 9 weeks, under 20 and under. Like that should be like y'all are bouncers at the club. This is the 21 and under club. Like you can't get in. This is the kiddie club. You're only serving people 21 and over. Everybody that shows up with y'all can't drink. No one. And your defense is banged up. One of the most physical teams. Like we give you all these praises. Y'all are the only, y'all and the Ravens are like the only 2 teams that still play like it's the 90s.
And the Commanders talking about.
I'm not gonna go that far.
Tomo, just go. Stop.
I'm not gonna go that far.
Well, no, it's not. It was that we run the ball this time.
Oh, no. I'm talking about on defense and offense. They're physical all around the ball. Like after you play one of those 2 teams, you have a rough week. The next week, like your offense don't look the same. And the Eagles defense, since they are like number 2, if we want to talk about it, right? They've let teams score like 30, 40. There's like chinks in their armor. It's chinks in the armor. And if we do like common opponents, recent common opponents, you all played the Commanders. They tried to run the ball. They tried. They ran the ball 50 times on the Eagles. They tried to run it at least 12 to 13 times. One guy only got 22 yards total. You're selling yourself short here, man. With a backup quarterback, there's no way you all should still be in some of these games, because most people thought, your third string, my bad, because Jimmy G is the backup. With your third string, you're still coming out there and y'all putting up numbers and your defense is showing improving.
I think that's a good question right there. Are they a true number 2?
On paper. paper. I told y'all there was a paper plane in the beginning of the season, but y'all didn't want to believe me. But yes, the 49ers are the best team in the NFC. The only team that the Cowboys is really thinking about because they put a hurting on them last year in the playoffs is the 49ers. So that right there should let you know when it's time to go up, everybody knows what they got to do in the NFC playoff race. I know this Commander fan is gonna come on here and say something. He's gonna try to shut us up, but I don't think Wentz is the answer against the 49ers if you all match up.
Mm-hmm. All right, look. So I wasn't here. I wasn't here Wednesday, right? So guess what? I got a new top 5. It says a new number 1.
He ain't do that.
And it's the Chiefs. So yes, the 49ers are the best team in the NFC. They even get tripping. So look, they had dethroned the Eagles. I understand the Eagles lost with their backup quarterback. Well, y'all are winning with your backup quarterback. So let's not even talk about that part of it. Y'all have a better defense, a more dominant defense. Like Tom said, nobody's scoring over 20 points on y'all. The reason why we scored 20 because that was like a garbage touchdown with Wentz. He came in, knew the quarterback. Y'all was putting pressure on him. Y'all people was open and he succeeded. All right, y'all was trying, but y'all had us at 13 points throughout the whole game. So I'll give you that. All right. Now, offensively, the Eagles are better than y'all statistically, but y'all could be just as good as them. Because don't forget, y'all didn't have Christian McCaffrey all year. That's when y'all took off. When y'all went and got Christian McCaffrey, the number 1 team, as you can see, the Chiefs, they blew y'all out with Christian McCaffrey. And then after that, y'all won every single game after that with Christian McCaffrey. And don't forget, y'all dealt with injuries all year. The Eagles been blessed to not really deal with injuries. The moment they dealt with injuries, they lost. Don't worry about that, right? So y'all don't got Debo, y'all still winning. Y'all don't got Trey Lance, y'all don't got Jimmy G. Y'all missing a whole bunch of defensive players. Y'all that just came back, you know. So I mean, y'all lost y'all second running back, Elijah Mitchell. He's hurt. So y'all been hurt, but maintaining y'all status while being hurt. All right. So yes, y'all are the best team in the NFC. I gotta give y'all props for that. But the Eagles, not only they slide from number 1 to 2, they slide at 3rd. So I got y'all number 2 and the Chiefs number 1. They're 3rd. Yeah, they're 3rd best.
3rd? They just lost.
Come on, Tom. I'm not about to just because y'all beat them, I'm gonna put y'all in top 5. I mean, at the end of the day, Eagles got 2 losses to start there. And number 2, right after y'all beat the Eagles, look at how y'all look yesterday. I'm sorry.
I got some comments about that too, but
right,
they just lost. I'll talk about that in the last word. We can finish the show, but they just lost. You kicked us out 2 weeks ago when we lost.
Yeah, y'all on the edge.
Y'all lost, but y'all lost to a team that wasn't even at 500. That's different, Tom.
They took the Chiefs to 2 overtimes.
We were not 500.
Sound like that arrogant Cowboy fan. They took the Chiefs to overtime.
Look, we weren't 500 either when we beat the Eagles. So that don't really count.
Oh no, the Jags. The Jags didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah,
that's the team we lost to. We beat the Texans.
But yeah, man, I'm sorry. Bro. I mean, y'all were like number 5. I think I had y'all. Or number 4. And then y'all lost to the Jags. So, I mean, not only y'all lost to the Jags, the week before that, y'all barely beat Texas. I understand. Huh?
Or the Bengals. How are the Eagles 3rd and you have the Bills and the Bengals after them? That makes no sense.
It does. The Eagles, you think they was just number 1 last week? I'm gonna just take them off the cliff of a 1 loss?
Yes.
Yeah, they lost down to the wire with their backup quarterback. It literally went down to the wire to like the last play.
The Bengals and Bills are better than them right now.
Huh?
The Bengals and Bills are playing better than them right now.
Nah, I don't know. The Bengals just barely squeezed past the Patriots.
Oh my goodness! Did they not just almost lose to the Bears?
Who? The Eagles?
Yes.
But Tom, you gotta understand when you win, when you're winning, you get everybody's best. You really do. So like when you're in that stage and you actually win the game, I don't fault you for that. Huh?
We haven't been winning since when, and we still get everybody's best. That makes no.
But the thing about y'all, I had y'all in my top 4. Y'all lost y'all beat the Texans. I still had y'all in my top 4, and then y'all lost to the Jaguars. So it was back-to-back games. Y'all didn't look good, and y'all lost. The Eagles actually looked good against y'all. Don't forget, they didn't punt. They just had some turnovers, some crucial turnovers.
I'm just saying the Bills and Bengals are 2 better teams right now. They're playing better.
I see what y'all saying.
And they have better competition.
Yeah, I wish on that. I just can't drop them from 1 all the way out the top 5. That's OC.
I ain't saying they gotta go from. Well, your one was wrong anyway. So we can start there. Me and Dave didn't agree with that one anyway. We always said it was the 49ers. Well, I think he had the 49ers there too.
Blaze, since you on, look at this question. you might want to look at that.
Man, they Jay-Z paper planes out here, and you just like they 3? I don't know, man.
Also, this was said to you as well. So hey, just for future reference. But
that's not true though. But let's keep going. That's not 100% true.
I didn't say it was. It's just
link. That's not true. All right, cool. So
3.
All right. All right, let's go to our next topic. All right, so 49ers, we are in agreement except for Dave. Not surprised that the 49ers are the best team in the NFC.
He just being humble. We on to him. We know how he really feels. Call his team out, and he'll show you how he really feels.
Exactly. I know. I should have came on and man, the 49ers are the worst team in the NFC. Then he might have said something.
Yeah.
I should have said that.
Yeah. I would told you definitely smoking on something.
See?
All right, so let's go to the next one, right? Our next topic is about Lamar Jackson, man. Lamar Jackson has been hurt last few weeks. He supposed to have been back, and guess what? Already ruled out for this weekend. So there's a lot of talks about him holding out. So, Tom, you going to kick us off on this one?
Hey,
is Lamar holding out?
Hey, Carl came on here and said he was breaking down the injury, saying, they was giving him another week, because it's, you want to come back fully healed and, so on and so forth. And I was like, that sounds all good when you work on the medical staff. But over here in conspiracy theory land, we think he's holding out because there's no way you have a Tua situation where he's still playing games and his head is shaking in helmets. Meanwhile, Lamar Jackson is like, all right, I want my money. I want my money. I want my money. Or in Jerry Maguire voice, show me the money. And the Ravens are like, well, we're not paying all that. And we're not known for paying people anyway. There's past Hall of Famers that are telling you that, hey, the Ravens don't like paying players. So now you go out there, you're showing improvement. They're not getting you any receivers. I believe his mother is his agent, right?
Yeah.
Mama knows best. She like, okay, look, we're going to come out here. We're going to show them what we can do with no receivers, one tight end, and we still going to potentially run the ball here and there. Like, Lamar doesn't even run anymore at times because he's like, look, y'all know what I'm about. Y'all don't want to give me no help. So we're going to, after the injury, they probably sat down and was like, we can come back next week. But we're going to sweat it out. Since some people believe in Snoop, then, hey, welcome to death row. We're going to chill out until it's time for you all to sit down and play us. I mean, some people will say that's not competitive. You're an athlete. You want to win. Yeah, that's the fan version. I'm not going to work if I sprain my ankle and they're not trying to pay me. I'm not going. So take it from football and make it a personal thing about your everyday life. If your job isn't trying to pay you what you're worth, are you going to come in every day and perform at your maximum best after you showed them what your maximum best was? I believe he's holding out.
Yeah. All right. Me? Yes. He's holding out as he should. All right. If I was Lamar Jackson, I ain't coming back unless they pay me my money. Think about this, y'all. What does he have to prove? For real. What he has to prove? The only young QB like him in the NFL that has a better resume than him is Patrick Mahomes. Nobody else does. Don't y'all agree if Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, or Justin Herbert was in the same situation, the organization would have paid him?
Yeah.
With the quickness.
They would have paid him, right? He has a better resume. Yeah, exactly. The only person that has a better resume than him is Patrick Mahomes. People might say, but Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl. All right, listen to this, y'all. Lamar Jackson MVP. Anybody else MVP over there outside of Patrick Mahomes? No. All right. Lamar Jackson is 45-16 as a starter. That's a 73% winning percentage. Only Patrick Mahomes has a better record than that. Patrick Mahomes at 79%. Josh Allen, 68% win percentage. Joe Burrow in his short career, right, 57% win percentage, right, and Justin Herbert 51%. So Lamar Jackson has nothing to prove. I'm sorry. They need to pay that man. And if they don't pay you, Lamar, stay home, chill, keep them shades on, relax, man. Keep working out. And guess what? Next year, somebody will pay you, or they might franchise tag you. They franchise tag what they said they would. They franchise tag them. That's gonna create bad blood. You know about that. Or should I say, you know about that? All right, you know about that, right?
I heard you the first time.
It created some bad blood, and then Dre just had to pay that dude. Paid him more than what he was before. Just pay the man now, because the longer you wait, the higher the price is gonna go up. So Lamar, sit back. You about to be the richest man in football. All right, just sit back. You can be the richest man in football.
Yeah, we all agree on this. He's definitely holding out. I'm sorry. I will be holding out too if I was him. You ain't paying me my money. And Joe just laid out everything. He's the most winningest quarterback in the AFC other than Patrick Mahomes. So why would you not pay him? He's an MVP of this league. And first of all, you haven't given him any great weapons for him to be able to win with.
I ain't mentioned that. You're right.
Huh? He has no great weapons. And then his defense has let him down multiple times this year when he's given them 10-point leads. So it's not something that he's doing wrong. It's you're not putting the weapons around him. You need to give him a number one receiver, a reliable number one receiver, and watch what he does. Give him someone. Just imagine how he would be if he had AJ Brown on his team.
I knew you was gonna say that name. I knew it. As soon as he said number one,
I had to. But just give him a number one. Just imagine if he had Terry McLaurin, what would he be able to do?
Or if we had Lamar Jackson, how about that? Let's say that.
Nah. Flip that. Keep it flipped. He can go. He can stay in Baltimore. Nah.
And then look at how CD has played this year. Give him CD Lamb. Watch how good he does.
No, I'm right. You're right. I'm with that.
Give him a top. Even Christian Watson, rookie receiver that the Packers drafted this year. Look at what he's done since he's gotten emerged. Give him a weapon like that. He's able to do more. All those other quarterbacks have weapons.
All of them.
Mm-hmm.
All of them. Even if you say Patrick Mahomes this year, yeah, he don't have Tyreek, but he still got Kelsey.
True.
Joe Burrow has 3 good wide receivers, all who have had 1,000-yard seasons.
Facts.
Like,
and a running back.
And a running back.
All pro.
Justin Herbert, he got Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. We understand what Coach feels about Mike Williams, but we know Mike Williams is good.
And Eckler.
And Eckler.
Lamar doesn't have that kind of team around him. So, yes, I would sit out no matter what. I don't care what anyone says. Pay me my money. Now, the only thing is I don't think he's going to get that fully guaranteed contract because the Browns were just dumb for giving that to Deshaun Watson. That was stupid. That was dumb and desperate, and no other team is going to do that. Now, I do think you do need to pay this man more than any other quarterback in the league because he's up for a contract. Patrick Mahomes got his contract, made him the highest quarterback in the league, but it was team friendly. But still, you made him the highest quarterback in the league. Then look at other quarterbacks that got the money. Russell Wilson, is he worth it? No, clearly he's not. He's a system quarterback who got paid a lot of money because of what he did in Seattle. He ain't do none of that this year. He has 13 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. So he ain't good. Think about all these other Joe Burrow when his contracts come out. Trust me, he's getting paid. Justin Herbert is going to get paid. So pay your quarterback. Baltimore, pay your quarterback, or you're going to lose somebody and you're going to be stuck with Snoop. I understand Snoop has played okay with him being gone, but you're not going nowhere with Snoop. Trust me on this one.
He getting fully guaranteed, David.
Hey, man, this is my new favorite person on the show, man.
He getting fully guaranteed, though. I'm sorry.
Hey.
It's no, look, they already offered him to be the highest paid, but he was like, nah, this fully guaranteed or none. Like, I'm taking fully guaranteed. He looking at NBA and he see these dudes sitting out games, taking days off, and they got fully guaranteed contracts. When they over here risking their bodies way more than any other sport, head trauma, CTE, all this crap going on, but their contract's not guaranteed. Tom had to come on here and say about Tua. If he decides to quit, they should still pay this dude. You think they're going to pay him? No. It's not a guaranteed contract. So Lamar is like, listen, I'm an asset to the NFL. If you're going to keep me or not. but somebody's gonna pay me. Now the Browns were wrong for paying Deshaun Watson fully guaranteed, but I don't think they're wrong for paying a fully guaranteed contract. This should be the new trend for quarterbacks. The main priority, the reason why the NFL is who they are with all this money, because these quarterbacks, they need fully guaranteed contracts and they performing. I'm sorry.
You want to know what else is funny? We talk about Deshaun Watson, right? But we forget about that one guy who's on like his second or third fully guaranteed contract.
Oh yeah,
exactly. I only want to take it there, but go ahead.
I'm just saying he's on like his third one
right now.
I mean, we can stay on the fence, but we just saying that's probably what Lamar Jackson is saying. He like, I'm way better than Kirk Cousins.
Way better.
Way
three.
Better.
I think he signed 3 of those contracts fully guaranteed.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I forgot. That's a good point, Tom. I definitely forgot about that.
As soon as they bring fully guaranteed, I think about that person.
Baltimore, pay this man. Give him a fully guaranteed contract, or you're gonna lose him. Trust me. Trust me. That definitely just changed. I forgot all about Kirk Cousins. There's no reason why Lamar Jackson, an NFL MVP, who's played better than Kirk Cousins since he got into this league, should not have a fully guaranteed contract.
That's a fact.
And you know what's crazy? I don't want to stick to this topic. We got one more topic after this, but you know what's crazy about the Ravens though? They always have everything great outside of the quarterback. Always. Look at their history since they've been in Baltimore Ravens. They always had a top-notch defense. I mean, a defense that everybody's scared to play against, right? And then you finally get a generational talent with a quarterback. And you just forget about your past. You just say, you know what, Lamar will take care of for us. Look. You see Tyrone crying for Lamar. Yes, the other day, Tyler Huntley can't put no points up. You know, I know we could bring Greg Roman, all them dudes. There's some same dudes were there with Lamar. All right, and Lamar was getting done. So Baltimore, you're known to be this great organization. Where let's see how great you are. You're back against the fence. Are you gonna pay the man because he deserve it, or you just watching the bottom line like some owners I know?
Exactly.
All right.
I don't know if that was a shot at Jerry or is that a shot at both of our owners because they do the same thing.
No, my owner will spend our money. We gave Josh Norman $70 million.
Facts.
We gave Uncle Haynes over $100 million.
Now, see, that's the difference when you have like your kid. It's a family-run business versus it's a popular business. Like Dan Snyder goes with the trends. Jerry used to do that too till his son walked up there. Like, hey man, we broke. What you doing? That's why they didn't want to pay that.
There are rumors saying that we brought in it was Daniel Steiner that talked to get Wentz. There's rumors saying that like he the one that brought Wentz over here, not Ron Rivera.
Hype train, man.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah. All right. So lastly, who two quarterbacks, big matchup, y'all, this Monday. So I think not only we should talk about the topic, but we should also pick our winner for that game. That's a marquee matchup. First time they played each other. Bengals versus the Bills. Who's a better quarterback, y'all? Is it Joe Burrow or is it Josh Allen? Dave, kick us off.
Carl, this is for you, my guy.
Oh, it's not.
This is definitely for you. Joe Burrow's better.
Thank you.
I'm not picking Josh Allen. What has Josh Allen showed me, man? He hasn't shown anything yet. Yeah, he's definitely played good, but he's made a lot of mistakes too. He plays a dangerous game of football the way he plays. People talk about how Hurts just got hurt because he running through the middle throwing that shoulder. Look at what Josh Allen was doing. They talk about the style of play of Justin Fields, saying that it's dangerous. They say that the way Jalen Hurts runs is dangerous. Did they say that about Josh Allen? No. Why? Is it because he's built that way? But it's still dangerous. Mm-hmm. He's still. So I'm telling you, he's gonna take one. He's gonna take a hit, and he's gonna be done, man. He's gonna be done. I think as an overall quarterback, just the way that he plays the game, I'm picking Joe Burrow. And for this game, I'm picking the Bengals to win this game.
Okay.
I mean, you already know where I'm going. Josh Allen is not good to me. I mean, he's okay, but it happens. That's what happens when these guys got to go out and get you a number one receiver. I tell you, anybody that y'all compare Dak to, I gotta base it on that same playing field. They say Josh Allen wasn't playing good till Steph Diggs showed up.
Okay.
I mean, there's been moments where you all look at the game and you be like, well, because he has a big arm, everyone's wild by it. The same things I say about, when y'all in love with AJ Brown. Don't let the muscles fool you, man. Sometimes you just got to watch some of the plays. Joe Burrow, man, took an injured team to the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow owns one of the best, what would you say, the best athlete or the best quarterback in the NFL? How many times has that best athlete or quarterback beat Joe Burrow in that Bengals team? 0 times. He beat him 3 times in 1 year. I know we have discrepancies with years and our guest on this show, but it was literally the same year. Like playoffs again. I mean, before the playoffs, then the playoffs, then they got to the Super Bowl. Then they did it again in the regular season. So it's Joe Burrow, man.
All right.
I know you're gonna say Josh Allen.
Yeah, I'm picking Josh Allen. I think y'all giving Joe Burrow too much praise for beating Mahomes. All right. So
whoa.
Yeah, I think y'all are. I think y'all are. All right. Don't forget. All right. The Chiefs were destroying the Bengals, and then they basically held the Chiefs scoreless in the second half. Basically, I think the Chiefs scored a field goal. That's it. So if the team that Josh Allen played against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs held the Chiefs scoreless in the second half, he will also get to the next round. But that's not the case with Josh Allen. Josh Allen has, because we're not going to talk about regular season, Josh Allen got that. All right? We want to talk about regular season. Josh Allen has looked better than Joe Burrow in the regular season. But you want to talk about playoffs, Josh Allen has looked even better than Joe Burrow in the playoffs. Don't forget, last year, Joe Burrow played against the Raiders. He played pretty good. But against the Titans, defense forced 3 interceptions. And they won by a field goal. All right? So this is not decisive, all right? Also, like I said, AFC Championship, the Chiefs were held to 3 points in the second half. To give Joe Burrow the opportunity to come back. Josh Allen was going throw for throw with Patrick Mahomes last year. If the defense showed up for at least one possession, they would have won that game. But they didn't. Let me tell you Josh Allen numbers in the playoffs, all right? Because y'all underestimate his performances. Josh Allen, right? And you talking about having the number 1 receiver. How about having 3 number 1 receivers in your team? All right, ask Joe Burrow that, all right? So, look, Josh Allen in the playoffs. Joe Burrow in 4 games. 1,100 yards, 5 TDs, 2 interceptions. Josh Allen in 6 games, 1,700 yards, 14 TDs, 1 interception. All right? Josh Allen is almost flawless in the playoffs. Okay, let's talk about Joe Burrow only won the playoffs 1 year. All right, let's talk about last year only. Josh Allen last year, 77% from the completion percentage, right, in the playoffs last year, averaging 317 yards a game. He threw 9 TDs last year with no interceptions. And you telling me he's the reason why they didn't make it to the Super Bowl last year? No. It was that defense. Joe Burrow actually had a defense last year that showed up throughout the playoffs. Because nobody thinks Tom Brady is better than Patrick Mahomes, but Tom Brady owns Patrick Mahomes. Don't forget that. Tom Brady has never lost to Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. All right? So I'm not going to let's sit there and let y'all say because Joe Burrow has beaten Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs and Josh Allen hasn't that he's better than Josh Allen. Nah, Josh Allen's better.
How long has Josh Allen been in the league?
He been in the league. I think he's been in the league probably a year or 2 before him.
Okay, and in that magical game where they went throw for throw, right? What was the end result?
They lost, yeah.
Okay, and then the next week the Chiefs had to play the Bengals, and it almost ended up the same way, right? But
no.
Who won?
No, the Bengals defense showed up. That's what happened.
Eli Apple is in that secondary, right?
Yes.
I just want you to know that. The Bengals had the worst offensive line that playoff run, right?
Okay.
So Burrow got sacked almost a record number of times during that.
I'm not going to say that. Did they have the worst offensive line, or did Joe Burrow hold the ball too much? You can't give all those sacks to the offensive line. They weren't great, but I'm telling you, Joe Burrow hold the ball a lot. That's why Josh Allen's ability to run the ball is good. He stretch plays out like a Patrick Mahomes. All right, so let's not overrate. Don't overrate Josh Allen's offensive line. It ain't the best.
Wait. Hold on. But you just said he has 3 number 1s. So it's not him holding on to the ball too long. They literally were getting there. You can go back and watch them games. There were times where he literally hiked the ball and the pass rusher was right here when it was time for him to throw it. And he's beat him. And he's gotten to the Super Bowl. See, there's a spectrum that we always do with these quarterbacks. We'll downplay one and then praise the other. You can't say that Josh Allen's been in the league this long. He's been going throw for throw, and he's been doing all this with Patrick Mahomes. However, when it's time for him to actually show up, he can't get it done. Don't blame the defense. Can't blame the defense, because if that's the case, then I can go back to all of the quarterbacks in the NFC East and say the same thing about them. I'm not singling one out. Burrow had to deal with nothing but adversity through that playoff run, and they made it to the Super Bowl. He played the team that just beat the Bills and showed up. I'm just saying.
Tom, listen. The reason why I brought this up, because y'all using that for a reason, to put Burrow over Josh Allen. You can't do that, because Burrow did his part. He scored, right, a field goal, not a touchdown. He scored a field goal. The Chiefs had an opportunity to do the same thing, and the Chiefs didn't do it. Josh Allen scores a touchdown. Chiefs get the ball, score a touchdown. I got one for you. Score a touchdown less than 2 minutes. The Chiefs get the ball with like 20 seconds left. Game over. And they score? Is that on Josh Allen?
Who defense was better last year?
In that playoffs, don't forget, the secondary and the Bills got hurt. So the Bengals. In the playoffs, because the Bills got hurt that game. They got hurt during the Chiefs game.
Who got hurt?
The secondary. They got players in the secondary got hurt during the Chiefs game. That's why Patrick Mahomes lighting them up. The Bengals defense played great in that playoff run. They really did.
There's no amount of person on the Bills defense that can. Eli Apple is in that secondary.
Oh my God. They got Amari. They got Bates. Bates is an all-pro. They got Hutchinson, who's also a all-pro linebacker. They got players over there. They forced 3 interceptions on the Titans. And won by a field goal.
All right, man. We're gonna see Monday night. That'll be the test.
Okay. And I'm picking the Bills to win that game.
Hey, you got something for this? Because I'm sorry. This Josh Allen love fest is crazy.
Nah, man. I say what I said, and I'm sticking to it. Plain and simple.
If Allen couldn't run, he'll be average. Really? If Patrick Mahomes couldn't run, he'll be average too, I guess. Because he runs also. All right. We can't like Josh Allen. I'm not a big Josh Allen fan. I know that. All right. But Josh Allen is no slouch, man. They are number 1 seed in AFC also. I just want to throw that out there. All right. So
you need to go play baseball.
Yeah, the Bills even. Thank you. In the secondary. See, I like your brother.
My goodness,
you like Link? I like Tony.
Hey, Link, we gotta get you on the show, man.
You like Link? I like Tony.
2 starters? That's it?
What are you talking about? Against the Chiefs? Yes.
Eli Apple count for like 3 people. Do you see how Eli Apple gets cooked? And then they had Cheetah Bay-Awuzie on the other side, who's not a slouch, but he's not a lockdown corner. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of like the playing field is even. And also, wasn't Tyreek Hill on that team last year?
Yes, but did Joe Burrow stop him, or was it the Bengals defense? You keep bringing up the defense. I'm telling you, like, Josh Allen did his part.
They had a better team last year.
Tyreek
Hill. Oh my goodness.
The Bengals, you gotta look at it. On offense, who got more weapons on offense? Literally. It's legit. Like, the Bills don't have a running game. They are Josh Allen or bust. He has Joe Mixon, who's an all-pro last year. He has Jamar Chase, who just broke the receiving record last year. He had a better season than Stephon Diggs last year. T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. They got them all. Gabriel Davis. That game against the Chiefs, that was his breakout game for real. Before that game, nobody was even talking about Gabriel Davis.
Hey, Joe. I asked you about their common opponent, and you started comparing the offense.
My bad. What kind?
I said,
"You talking about the Chiefs, right?"
Yes.
I'm telling you, man, that had nothing to do with Josh Allen. He did his part.
That's why last year, it doesn't. You telling me last year the Bengals defense was better than the Bills defense?
No, the Bills had good defense throughout the whole year, but then when that Chiefs game, they had injuries in that game, and they killed them in the 4th quarter. It really did. I'm sorry.
Hey, man.
Don't forget, the Bills they didn't even punt against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They routed the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they routed the Chiefs too. But the Chiefs' offense couldn't get stopped. Had nothing to do with Josh Allen. Nothing to do with Josh Allen.
Okay.
So,
I mean, we're going to see Monday night, man.
Monday night. All right, we got to talk about this Monday evening. All right.
Hey, did y'all even pick the game? I picked the game. I didn't hear y'all.
I picked the Bills. I got the Bills.
I picked the Bengals. I said that 2 weeks ago. You know
Bills. I'm going with the Bills.
And the fact that you even argued all of this, why are they 4-5? Your top 5 average don't even match your argument.
Yeah, Bills is 4 and it's Bengals 5.
So the Eagles need to be shifted down. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You had a better argument for the Bills than you would have for the Eagles. So you should shift back.
All right, maybe next week. All right, let the Saints. You said Saints gonna win, right? If the Saints win, you might.
I ain't pick the game.
Okay.
I'll go. I ain't pick the game, but what happens is gonna happen. I don't know, man. It's the Saints.
All right.
If they lose, if it's a tough game with the Saints, then yes, we have an issue.
They have an issue, not us.
we do, because you're gonna put that top 5 up, and this is gonna get ugly again.
Yeah. If they struggle, then we might have to make some changes. You never know. We'll see. But at the bank, that Monday night game, it might get flipped. 4 and 5 might get flipped. Hey, we'll see.
4 and 5. No, they need to all be shifted up. I don't know what's going on here.
All right, y'all. Let's wrap this up. So, appreciate y'all staying to the end. Make sure if y'all haven't liked this video, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, the subscribers are going, man. We're looking to get more content for y'all, better content. We get monetized, we gotta get to 1,000. We get monetized, we can put way more content, better content than we are right now. All right, and that's a promise right there, like dead serious. Also, appreciate y'all for using our comment section. All right, especially Tomo's new friend right here.
Hey, shout out to Tony too, man.
Yeah, shout out to Tony. Hey, Tony, you my guy, man. I like what you said. Let them know, man. Let them know. But anyways, all right. If you are on Instagram, we have group chats. We have group chats on Instagram where we do we give our injury reports, free agency news. We debate in there. We also get trade rumors and trades that happen, trades that got proposed to. We got denied, right? All that stuff. So you want to be a part of that? We have an NCAA football, NCAA basketball, baseball, NFL, NBA. If you want to be a part of any of those groups, put your IG into the comment section and let us know which group you want to be a part of, and we can add you to that sports that group. All right. So we're gonna get these last words in. Hey, listen, y'all. Hey, Denver against the Kings. That game was lit, but we lit the beam. And I'm looking at our schedule time. I don't want to get ahead of myself like I always do. But I look at the schedule. Uh-oh. And we play like the Hawks. We play the Grizzlies again. But outside of that, we play Houston twice. We play the Lakers. I forgot about the Lakers. Lakers, Houston twice. We play a bunch of teams that's not in the playoff position right now. So I'm like, all right, man, this could be a good stretch for us to get momentum into the top 4, top 3. Not predicting it because you gotta stay humble, respect every opponent, right, David? But like the beam. And then Commanders, listen, man, this is a do or die win. I said this last week. The Browns, what Juju said? The Browns is the Browns, all right? We got to beat the Browns. We're going to respect them, but we have to beat them. Because the Packers are creeping up on us. Seahawks are creeping up on us. And the Lions are creeping up on us. And let's go, Colts. Beat them Giants.
Yeah, I'm going to let you. I got to go last. I got to address a few things that I wasn't here for.
You got a checklist.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm starting off on the high note. I'm going with the U, starting off with them first. Top 5 recruiting class. Still got a chance to get Kamani McClain, who actually is going to be playing in the All-American game soon. So
Debo out on Sunday.
Yeah, I know. I'm not worried about that.
Hey, number 1 team in the NFC. My bad. No disrespect.
Well, according to him, they not. So
it's the Raiders. No, but yeah, I'm starting off a high note. The U, let's go, baby. We still got a chance to get Kamani McClain. His IG still says that he's committed to the U. We're just waiting on him to sign. So let's just get that together. To my Lakers fans, I'm sorry for that 14-point L you took the other day. It's all right. It's going to be okay. So Blaze, that was a message. That was specifically a message for you.
And baby.
Yeah, baby, you too. So, but please do something with the roster. We're not going nowhere with this roster. It's not happening. It's not happening. Pat Riley, I'm putting you lucky I didn't put you in the doghouse this week. But if you make no changes, I got a spot waiting for you. If you make no changes, trust me. San Francisco, go take care of business. Going there, I understand that they're starting Jared Stidham, who was the backup quarterback to Mac Jones last year. But don't be stupid and go in there and think it's going to be an easy W. Go in there, play well, play great defense, do your best to play mistake-free offense, and go out and come out with the win. We still have a chance to get the number 2 seed, so go out and get the W. I don't really have too much to say about Duke basketball because, haven't played too well this year. But, do whatever you got to do. But let's go the U.
Okay, so there were a few topics. I wasn't here for the opening topic, the Dakish or bullish. Right now, yeah, you got to be Dakish, right? Right now, you would say that because of the 14 interceptions. But since Dak's been back, I think the Cowboys is averaging over 20-something points a game. So, you got to buy on that. The defense is taking major L's. So, I want to say that we're going to use the same argument that you've all been using for the Bills and say our defense has been taking L's, and that's why teams are actually scoring on us. The one defensive tackle that we got, he was opening up holes, and that ever since he went down, we stopped getting to the quarterback. We need to learn how to get back to the quarterback. That's one. But we are getting takeaways. 2 years in a row leading the league in takeaways. They said it could never be done. Dallas did it. Okay. You're coming off of like you said, I heard that earlier. You're coming off an emotional game. You're playing against one of your division rivals, and then you play on Thursday night, and then everyone wants to say, oh, they're playing against the backups. Well, you know who's the most healthiest person on the football team? Your backups. And that's why that game was so close. Them backups were so fresh. They had fresh legs. They were just out there doing their thing. And our offense line took major hits. Like, that whole game was just insane how many people kept going down. I thought it was fake at first, but then it just kept happening. Like, people just kept getting hurt.
For real.
So, at the end of the day, a win is a win.
Mm-hmm.
It was an ugly win, but it was a win. Still in the playoffs, 2 years in a row, over 12 wins. I called this too. I'm going to bring up the highlights. I told you I was going to either go 12-4 or 13 or something. But hey, 12-5 or 13-4. So, how about them Cowboys? Jalen Hurts, sit down. It's not that serious, bro. Dak had that same injury the year we were supposed to go to the playoffs, and we played against y'all. He had that sprain throwing, and we lost.
Mm-hmm.
Don't risk it, bro. It's not that serious, bro. Y'all got it locked up. And my guy said it best. If you can't beat the Saints with Gardner Minshew after you put up 30-something points on the Cowboys, then at the end of the day, your defense needs to not be number 2. You need to not be number 3 on Joe's list, and you all need to reevaluate yourselves. And most importantly, run the ball.
That's good. And Tom, who was it? Go ahead.
Also, I was good on my predictions about San Francisco as well. I said we would win 10, 11 games. We're 11-4. So
you called it.
I know a little something about football.
Man.
I said 10 for us. It could possibly happen, but at the tie equals a win.
At this point, it's keeping y'all in the playoffs. So,
hey, Tom, let me ask you a question. Who was the quarterback when y'all lost that game to the Eagles? I forgot.
Was it Wentz?
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, y'all. That's all we got for y'all today.
I don't understand what you did there.
No, I forgot it was Wentz.
No, it was Nick Foles, actually. It was Nick Foles.
No, it was Wentz. I remember. It was Wentz.
You sure?
Yeah, it was Wentz. He got hurt against Clowney, hurt him in the playoffs the next game.
Yeah.
That's when Wentz won. Like, the Eagles were not supposed to make the playoffs that year. It was y'all.
You're right.
And, like, they had all them injuries. I was like, how in the world I never rooted for the Eagles in my life until that year.
Hey, Link, man, make sure you drop your Instagram name, man.
Yeah,
it's about time a Cowboy fan spam the comments. Boy, them Eagles, boy, they was talking.
They quiet this week, though. You didn't really see them that much this week. You see them come and go. For real. All right, y'all. That's all we got for y'all today, and we'll see y'all next episode. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio.
And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.